Hello and welcome to the Daily Ramble here on Claret and Booze. My name's Gary. Now, I've got quite a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about David Moyes. He's still here, likely to be here for another couple of games, I would imagine. But we're going to sort of sum up what I think about David Moyes. And then we're going to go and talk about transfer rumours, because there are literally, as you'd expect with West Ham, transfer rumours crazy at the moment. So we're going to go through the ones that may be holding a little bit of water, but there are there's a lot of nonsense out there as well. So I'm going to try and sort the wheat from the chaff. Right, so give this video a watch, and if you like it, please subscribe to our channel Claret and Booze on YouTube. Hit the bell notification icon and give us a like. It helps us a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So appreciate your help on that one. So moving on, David Moyes. So David Moyes. Apparently, he's got 2 games left. I struggle with that. I would agree that he should have 2 games left if he beats Wolves. I'll be going up to Wolves on Saturday, and in the hope that we beat Wolves. And if that does go well, I'd even go as far as to say if we don't lose against Wolves, right? If we don't lose against Wolves, then perhaps he should get the next game. But if we lose against Wolves, let's be honest here. I mean, come on. If we lose against Wolves, he's got to go. I mean, that is 1 point from the last 21. 15 points out of 19 games, halfway point through the season. That puts us on track to achieve 30 points and get relegated, right? And if we do lose to Wolves, it's very likely we'll find ourselves in the bottom 3 come the end of day on Saturday. So look, I can't believe that even though there's a load of speculation going around, and I think there are plenty of people out there who are trying to make us rethink about Moyes in that they think we're perhaps being a bit harsh, or he hasn't had his full team to pick from yet. He will have on Saturday. He will have. Zuma's back, Agüero's back. Now is the time, David Moyes, to start delivering. We need to go to Wolves and we need to win, and at the very least we need to draw. We cannot go there and lose. Let me know what you think in the chat. I mean, if you think we can go there and lose, how long do you think we can carry on losing until he goes? I mean, surely it can't be too much longer, right? But anyway, let's move on and talk about the transfer rumours. Let's just ignore David Moyes for a minute, even though I find it quite difficult. A lot of transfer rumours. The big one is the one that comes around like Christmas every single year is En-Nesyri, Youssef En-Nesyri from Seville. As you know, every transfer show we've done, every transfer window, and I think we've covered 2 so far, En-Nesyri has been included. It looks like it could be possible this time, though, because Seville probably want to move him on because he's not been delivering in the league. Seville themselves are doing a bit poorly. They're close to getting close to the relegation zone over in La Liga, and there's an opportunity to move him out on loan with an option to buy. It probably won't be an option to buy. It'll probably be an obligation to buy if we stay up. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know where that leaves Scamacca. Scamacca is surely the first choice striker. So what do? Do you buy En-Nesyri, another good striker, and let them battle it out? Do you play them together? Well, I thought so. Similar sort of player, aren't they? And what does that do to Antonio? Does that put him down, relegate him down into 3rd place? Will make him very happy, would it? So I'm struggling to. I mean, I know this is an easy link to make for the media, but it has come from some serious sources, people who don't usually report nonsense. This looks like it's holding some water. I would be surprised if we did anything on any big transfer until we know what's happening with David Moyes, until we know after the Wolves game, and then potentially after the Everton game. But anyway, look, we're linked with him, and it's a good player to be linked with. Another one is a Lorient striker. Lorient, is that the French Leyton Orient? There's a Nigeria striker called Terem Moffi. I know nothing about him whatsoever, but apparently there are other clubs interested in him as well, in taking him on. As usual, lazy journalism puts us in the same bracket as Southampton and Everton. If they're interested in a player, we're also interested in the player, because that's how it works. And again, there might be some truth in this one, I don't know. Edson Alvarez, central defensive midfielder, a top draw central defensive midfielder. Chelsea bid £43 million for in the summer and didn't get their man. We've been linked with him. So that can only be a Declan Rice replacement, surely. But you would have thought a little bit early for that, unless we're doing this thing of planning for the future, succession plans and all that. Either way, I struggle to believe that one. There is one that I do believe, and this is around a right back. Now, I think you'll agree if you've seen West Ham that if you watch the Brentford game, for instance, where we played with three actual centre halves in a back three, and I think that's the first time we've played with three actual centre halves in a back three. It's usually done as a sticking plaster when we haven't got enough centre halves. We usually move fullbacks into the centre half positions. But anyway, with centre halves, surprisingly enough, the back three looks all right. And it gives you an opportunity to get forward as long as you've got good wing backs, progressive wing backs. Now, I think we're more than covered on the left-hand side. Cresswell's a fullback. He should only be played as a fullback. But we've got, Edison, and also we've got, all right, Cornet. I'll say it quietly, Maxwell Cornet, on the left-hand side. Now, I know Cornet don't make himself available very often, but in theory, you've got those two, and you've also got Ben Johnson who can cover. So I think we've got enough cover at left wing back. Right wing back, we don't really have anybody. The best we have is Vladimir Coufal, and he's not the best, is he? I mean, his crossing is pretty poor, even though he does get up and down the line well, but doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the pace. So I think getting us linked with right backs who can play right wing back is potentially. I can always see the logic in that. And this one, Alla Aina of Torino, I think this is a lazy newspaper link or lazy journalism, because Torino have got Vlasic. We know that Torino want to pay less than 12.5 million for Vlasic, even though they want him. Pay the money, lads. We pay 30 million for him. Even though they want him, they're obviously trying to, put some players out there. They know that that's a weak position. Right back is a weak position for us. So probably some lazy journalism linking a player who I don't think we'd be interested in, because he's frankly not that good as part of the Vlasic deal. So I think that's what that is about. And finally, a little note on Maxwell Cornet, aka Sick Note, the guy that's gone missing and has apparently been found to have some rare condition that the surgeon or the specialist over in France has only seen twice in his long 25-year career. Yet to find out what it is and whether it can be treated, by the way. However, he's apparently a David Sullivan and Will Salthouse special, right? So, Cal Surprise does explain a lot. It does explain a lot. It does explain that we didn't bother with any background checks, because if he's in the Salthouse camp already, Salthouse probably would have focused on the positives rather than negatives, i.e. the bloke's never available to play, never available for selection. He'd focus on the positives. Oh, look at the wonderful goal he scored for Burnley. Yeah. Well, he is a good player when he plays. Let's be honest. Just doesn't play very often, does he? Bit of a problem for a football player, isn't it? Anyway, look, I'm looking forward to the Wolves game at the weekend. Not looking forward so much to the drive up there and standing again in the rain, probably. But I've got to go up there with optimism and with hope, and let's look forward to a West Ham victory and turning this miserable season around. That's my attitude today, and it's going to stay my attitude until Saturday night. All right, thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel Claret and Booze, hit the bell notification and icon, and give us a like. Until next time, I'm sure John and Nick will be doing some daily rambles this week. Until next time, see you soon, and come on, you irons.